For the love of Pete. Oh, we were just joking about this when you go live and things are not happening. I was muted. That's lovely. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to today's Tackle Box. It's this very special one, and I'm so glad to have you all here. We have some three incredible guests out with us for a multiplayer stream. This is something we have yet been able to do. I'm extremely excited. We're celebrating our first game update, and we thought we would have a little bit of fun with it. We're going to go through and just do some quick introductions, tell you who they are. You'll recognize one of the faces, but you got two more gentlemen to meet, what they do, and then we're just going to go and get some fishing going. So without further ado, Mr. Rushy, I think the folks have met you once or twice. Good to see you. Thank you for coming out.
No, thanks very much for having me on again. Looking forward to streaming the game today. Last time was just a good chat about what's been going on, but yeah, let's play the game and talk a little bit more about what's to come in the future as well.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Already excited. Thank you, Rushy. Honestly, pleasure having you with us. Mr. Chris. Hello, sir. What a pleasure to finally get you out here. How's it going? Who are you? What do you do?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm Chris Everett. I'm audio. I'm the audio designer on the game, audio master, Sonic Wizard, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I've been doing all the audio for the game. So yeah, lovely to meet you all. Lovely to meet the community as well. It's awesome to be here.
Awesome to have you, and huge fan of the audio. I'm going to tell you, I think I've said this on multiple streams now. I often sit in the boat, listen to the waves. It's so immersive. Good job, brother. Thank you for coming out today.
Oh, cheers. Thank you very much.
And of course, now, Daddy, you're a ghost, Daddy. We had some difficulties getting Daddy. Yeah, he's on his home computer, so he's decided just to join us in the voice call. Daddy, welcome, man. Great to have you out. Who are you? What do you do?
Hello, thank you for having me here. I'm super happy to do this. So I'm a senior game designer, and for The Angler, I design gameplay mechanics and systems.
Very nice. Well, hey, man, I'm very impressed and super impressed that you came out here to join us. Thank you so much. It is great to have you out here. Hopefully the first of many.
Looking forward to see some fish in action.
Right on. Well, that's what we're going to do. So chat, here we are. We've got the devs with us. We're going to go jump into, we're going to jump in a car first, I think, aren't we, guys?
We're going on a road trip, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the plan, isn't it? Yeah. So.
Nice. Well, let's queue up a vehicle and get in. Oh, it looks like Rushy's on it. Nice. This is awesome. Can I jump in? I don't want shotgun. You jump in. Here we go.
I've got it. It's all good. We're all good.
You get travel sick.
Hello, chat. Great to see everybody. I hope you guys will enjoy this. It was a little last minute putting her together and getting everybody out, and these fine gentlemen they jumped right to it. They couldn't wait to come and see you all. So we're gonna go have a little fun. We're going right now to guys. So there was a little something put into the game for Halloween, wasn't there?
That's right.
A little something.
Yeah, it's actually mainly Chris's doing. So we were messing around with some audio, seeing what we can do in terms of triggering things. And obviously it was near Halloween, so it seemed like the ideal opportunity to try and scare a few people. So we don't know how many people have found it yet, but if you head down to the Ghost Town, which is where we're heading down now, just any of the right time of day, you'll have a little event going on.
There it is. Cat's out of the bag. And if you guys haven't seen it, you're going to want to go check it out. Well, it's still in game because, let's face it, Halloween's over. God, we're moving to Christmas already. Man alive.
It's not Christmas already. We can't be having Christmas just yet. I'm not having that.
Yeah, it's too soon. There's already homes around me that have got Christmas lights out. Okay, what is that?
Oh, wow. Think of the Lecky bill. Imagine it. It's going to be crazy.
No doubt. No doubt. Oh, man alive. So,
yeah.
Make Jackson dress like an elf. I would not make a good elf. I'm just going to throw that out right now. You guys,
I could see you pulling it off. You could 100% do that.
I can maybe pull Santa off, right? I don't even need to dye the beard these days. It's looking pretty salt and peppery. That's a good question. That's a good Chaplain Praise wants to know, would there be a Christmas event in the Angler? Is that something that we could even talk about, or?
We're looking into some options now. It's one of the things we've been discussing today, because obviously one of the things we want to do is keep adding more content, try and do as many seasonal events as we possibly can. We can't make any promises just yet. You know, we're busy hard at work on our next update, which we've been teasing a little bit. Can't give a date on that just yet, but it's not too far away. But yeah, after that one, hopefully we can do something for Christmas as well. I'd love to, because it's always great to be able to get involved together and do some fun things and kind of seasonal activities.
Absolutely. It really is. And I know that's kind of a tricky question. I'm sure Chad understands. It's, you know, bandwidth providing, right? Like, especially with the game that's just out. I was impressed that we got anything for Halloween. To be honest, I didn't expect it. I was so shocked. And a little bit, let's just say my skin crawled the first time I experienced it.
Yeah. On that
It was
sort of stuff,
it was very unexpected for the dev team. Like I sort of snuck it in there, just waiting for people to try and hear it. So
yeah, and it's definitely one of those things that we didn't want to spend too much time on, because obviously the focus is on doing all the fixes, all the improvements, all the updates, and the things that everyone's asking for. So it wasn't like a big distraction for the dev team. It was Chris sneakily putting something in the game in his kind of spare time. So it was a great little addition to add.
I fully agree. And I got to tell you, speaking of those new additions, I'm watching them come up here. People are doing work. Look at that. Todd Mash with a yellow perch. I think that is, it's one of the cooler features that you guys put into this update. Because, I mean, like, let's face it, you can see what people are catching. Someone pulls a diamond, it's shown. Like, there's a nice gold. That's pretty cool. I must admit.
Yeah. Because one of the things for us is, obviously we wanted it to be a social experience where you could easily play with friends, but if you didn't know anybody inside the reserve and you weren't adding friends on the Apex Connect end, then you weren't really seeing much in the way of interaction between players. We wanted to kind of bring things alive and make sure you're aware of, you know, when you're connected to multiplayer, what other people are doing. And we've added a couple of things inside there, but we want to keep building on the activity feed. We've already seen some good feedback in terms of adding a few more customization options. We've already got a good few inside there, so obviously you can turn off the activity feed, you can customize it how you want. But we're seeing the good feedback, and we're definitely going to try and add a few more changes to it in the next update and beyond as well, because it's a useful tool. And one of the key things, and I might be spoiling things a little bit, but we're definitely going to add some ways to communicate via the activity feed as well down the line. I'm not going to say how exactly, but we are working on that.
That your timing's incredible. Are you reading chat, Rushy? Because that literally, well,
no. I'm busy driving down this windy.
yeah, I mean, you're doing a
trying
pretty
to
good job
crash.
talking and driving. So.
I was going to say, we'd already hit multiple trees if I was up at the wheel. That's why I'm in the back seat right now. So
we
yes,
happen to pick one of the furthest places away here, but we're getting there. We're not far off now.
We're getting there. I believe in you.
Almost there.
You're doing a great job.
Yep, absolutely. Yes, Hobo Shaw, that's right. You can turn that feature off, which is a pretty cool option, actually. I know a lot of folks wanted to see what others were catching, and like what's happening in the reserve while we're there. It makes it feel more populated with your friends and even people you don't know, as you say, and see what they're catching. So you do have that feature. You can turn it off. Mr. DK, what's up, brother? Good to see you in chat. So you also touched on something there that. Did you guys hear me?
Oh,
Yeah.
all good.
We're all good.
Sorry.
Minor technical issues.
It's a little, yeah.
I know what we got here.
Sorry about that. Okay, back
No,
on
we're
point.
Come back.
Yeah, so Bashar, we're heading to Ghost Town. Okay, before we get too far off this, because there's lots to talk about. Has anybody yet found this in game? What we're going for right now? Show of hands in chat, please, if you had. Do you know what we're going to see right now, or experience, I should say? We'll see. We'll see what everyone says. Oh, Chaplain Praise found it. Very nice. I know there was a few folks I saw in Discord. Oh, here we are. You got us here in one piece, Rushy.
10 out of 10.
One turning.
Round of
We made it.
applause.
Let's park up here. It's a good spot.
Yeah, there we go. I gotta tell you, I love we can all pile into one car. Seriously, that's big. Like, it seems such a minor thing, but in so many games, you can't drive together.
It's
Well
one of
done.
the key things that we wanted when we talked about multiplayer is making sure that you can get around together and kind of go on the expedition as one rather than, you know, each be your own vehicle, which you can still obviously go drive individual vehicles and race about and have some fun in that regard. But yeah, going around together was definitely, you know, top of our list. And we might be adding more vehicle options as well down the line. Might have different permutations of, you know, how many you can carry and that sort of stuff for both boats and vehicles. It's definitely an area that we're looking into. We've seen, again, the feedback on the likes of Discord and other channels about people wanting more options and different types of vehicles. So we're definitely looking into that. Again, can't provide timeframes and things like that, but yeah, definitely keen to get that done. Get that added.
Very nice, very nice. And Danny, I'm sure you've had a hand in that, my friend.
Oh yeah, sure. When it comes to customization, we know that a lot of people is really into living that fishing trip and basically replicate what you would do in real life. So get your pal together with you and go on an adventure.
I think that's honestly one of the best features of our game is that multiplayer, heading out with your buddies, you know, and just replicating your real world fishing trips, right?
Yeah, and one of the things that we've done as well with multiplayer, trying to make it easier, of course, is making sure there are more available slots in any given server to join a friend. So when you hit join, there's always going to be spaces to get together with friends. But we're also looking into ways to stay together as friends. You know, like in other games, where you have sessions or parties, fire teams, whatever you want to call them. You know, various games have their own interpretations of that, and we're looking into ways we can kind of group people together and keep them together, because as I'm sure people have seen in update 1.1, game update 1, there's a cheeky little tease in that reserve select page. So, you know, if you're going to be jumping back and forth between reserves, you want to be able to stick together easily. So we want to make sure that you can you know, stay together as a crew of people. Now, again, I can't promise that will come at the same time as our next reserve or anything along those lines, but it's definitely something we are actively looking into.
It's okay. Those are little tidbits of info that, man, it's so nice to hear. We understand the development process, and I'm pretty sure most of the chat understands now. Things are, you know, there's always intentions, but sometimes the bandwidth just doesn't let it all happen. But hearing that is very hopeful. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I think one of the key messages is that we're working on a lot.
Yes.
There's a huge number of things that we're kind of working on at any one time. We've got multiple updates in the works, some of which you'll have new content, new features, and obviously a lot of the quality of life improvements and things that people have been asking for. Again, we're working on. So we're trying to do as much as we can all at the same time, and with every update trying to cram it with as much as we can.
Right. That's good. It's good to hear. I guess.
Yeah, I would like also to say that all the feedback that we have been receiving has been really useful. I mean, I think that in many ways we are doing something very unique and different, and being able to see what we should be focusing on, it's incredibly useful. There are so many ways to put together an open world fishing game, guys. So keep that feedback coming.
Beautiful. I guess, yeah, Danny, you especially would really be pouring over that feedback, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to game design, it's part of it. It's just, you know, to bring something to life. But the way you do it, it really resonates differently with different kind of people. Ultimately, I would say that we want really to deliver a game that it's most enjoyable for everyone and keep together all kind of people. So that kind of feedback that we receive, it's really, really good to help us understand what we should be focusing on.
Very good.
Yeah, and definitely on that kind of point of trying to please everyone, it's obviously very hard. You've got people who want very specific things and other people want the opposite. So we're definitely going to be trying to give players more options, more choices in the game, so they can choose how to tailor their experience. I mean, one of the things we've heard about, of course, is, you know, people don't want, or a group of people anyway, don't want the strike indicator. They feel it breaks the immersion. It's a bit too in your face in the middle of the screen. And yes, we're definitely going to offer some options to allow people to, you know, turn it off entirely or just turn on elements, and again, just give you the customization tools that you need to tailor your fishing experience. So Again, that's something that's come directly from the community, and there's a bunch of other things as well. We're doing a similar sort of area where we can kind of give you guys more flexibility.
Actually, that's fantastic. And what you're saying there, I think further to the point, that customization, the souvenir shop with Game Update 1. I mean, it's pretty cool to have that kind of, dare I say, almost end game focus. It's something that you can strive to because they're not cheap. I mean, is there anything in how that came about? Because honestly, I think it's a great addition.
Yeah, I think it's definitely one for Danny to cover in a second. But it was largely a reaction to the players, and we've got lots of telemetry and analytics and data, and we're seeing the community play the game, and there's a lot of people who've played it many hours and have plenty of credits in their balances. So we wanted to make sure there was some sort of end game content. And it's a feature I think we definitely want to expand upon a bit more as well. But Danny, if you want to kind of go into a bit more detail about the souvenir shop.
Sure. Well, first of all, it was quite a surprise to see how many people actually are already there, trying to max everything out of their gear and purchase everything they can. The idea behind the souvenir shop is, of course, give some, let's say, end game goal, but in my mind, it's more like, man, I played so much of this game. I just want to get something special. And this is why we craft some items that are in some ways iconic. Like for me, the Bigfoot gear,
I love it.
Easily a big winner,
Yeah,
you heard about it, you can be it now.
Yeah, I can't wait to see our players just running around in the bush in the Bigfoot gear, all the sightings.
Okay.
Oh, that's fantastic. So that's exciting to hear that, and it sounds like, I mean, there's more intentions with the souvenir shop. Well, for instance, I don't know, like there's more stuff coming down the line. Do you think we can see that expanded?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, this was just the first batch of content that we added to the souvenir shop, and we've already seen the feedback that people want to see more than just cosmetics, more than just outfits. So we're definitely going to look into adding some tackle in there as well at some point. And of course, with the local souvenir shop, the local emphasis there is that it will be a shop per reserve. So different reserves will have different local souvenir content. So you'll have unique content then to try and find in each one.
Very nice. Wow. I'm seeing from chat, they're so expensive, but that is by design. As you've just heard here, it's more of that end game approach. You're not going to jump into the game and expect to get the Bigfoot suit or the new car skins right off the hop. It's something to work towards, because you guys mentioned it. It was players were just amassing money, so it gives us all something to do with it now. I can't wait to get into some of it myself. I want the car skin.
I'm going for the Bigfoot. Bigfoot is definitely mine. I'm going for it.
Bigfoot team.
Yeah.
With that knowledge, of course, is that not everyone's at the end game. Not everyone's got tons of cash. The new daily and weekly challenges, that was partially the intention to give the players the tools to earn XP faster as well. So obviously on a daily basis, you can have up to 3 dailies, have up to 3 weeklies per week as well. And each of those gives you scaled experience relative to your current level. So, you'll see, like, if you pop into the menu, it gives you how much you're going to earn for each one. So if you're level 50, you'll earn a lot more than the player at level 1, for example. So, everyone gets a, specific amount of XP relative to their level. So it's always a meaningful amount.
That's a very nice balance. Nice balance. Must be hard to come up with that balance and how it would scale and keeping that interest. I tip my hat. Gentlemen.
Well, thank you. If I can add something about that, the goal behind this is, well, we thought, as people saying, "Hey, are you going to open a game this evening?" And the fact that we designed the challenges in this way as a start is to provide those shared goals and objectives that you can basically sync up with your friends. Like, hey, let's look what's on the menu today, and okay, I feel like I can go for that diamond catfish. Let's do it together. And ultimately, I would say that all the little things that we are adding to the games are actually little things, part of something bigger. So you can expect cool stuff coming on the way.
Very
Yeah.
nice indeed. So
Definitely.
that's actually something I had seen asked, and you just kind of confirmed that for them, was that people can share those objectives and complete them together. Like, I mean, your individual progress, obviously, but they are the same challenges available
They're
to.
the same.
Okay. Very
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. This is why you need to be connected on Apex Connect for that. It's because we really wanted to give that shared goal. So it's not just a bunch of challenges randomly generated, but different for everyone. You're sure that your friends and everyone sees the same menu.
Gotcha. That's good. That's good. Because I know in other games myself I've played and I get a challenge and someone else has a different challenge or mission, and you don't get to play together because they run off one way, you run off the other. So it's nice that you guys thought of that, because really fishing, it's all about that companionship, having your buddy next to you while you're reeling in that monster, right? So yeah, it seems we've created that bonding experience. Very good.
Yeah, and as Danny says, this is just the first iteration of challenges as well. We want to continue to evolve this and add more features, add more rewards, let's say, and things for you to do with the challenges, and add more variety as well. This is just a version 1, let's call it, and expect more to come from this.
Very nice. Hey, when should we be over in the town? Are we're good still?
It's not far off, is it?
It's
Really
not far.
good. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not super dark yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sun's
Rolling.
just
Go
going
ahead,
down, and I mean that's one thing that people have asked for, a clock in the game. We are working on adding a clock to the map so you know what time of day it is. That is coming. So yeah, expect that soon, because that would make this a lot easier, of course. Because I think what time of night does it come? The spooky stuff, Chris?
Oh, are we giving that many spoilers away? Oh, rushing. It is between the hours of 12 and 2 a.m. that this is available. Spoiler alert. .tm.
Okay, there is an elephant in the room, and I feel every stream we have to address it. We have to at least touch base on it. And unfortunately, I can already tell you, chat, there's only so much we can share. But of course, and I'm sure you guys know what that is. The question's always out there. When is it coming to consoles? Is there anything we can tell the folks?
I can tell you that yesterday when I was in the office, I was playing it on both Xbox and PlayStation platforms, and it's coming along nicely. However, as with consoles, there are lots of hoops, let's say, to jump through to get it out on those platforms. And we are working as hard as we can. We've got a dedicated team who work exclusively on that console work, and they're doing everything they can to get it ready. But again, we're one of these things, we don't want to announce the date until we know we're ready. We don't want to say it's going to be this time and then we have to push it back a week or two if we don't pass certification and those sort of things. So we're doing everything we can, and as soon as we've got a concrete date, we'll let you know. But yeah, it's working, it's playable, we're developing it. It's just one of those things, they take time, and we're getting there.
Yeah, we are really looking forward to deliver the game on console. I mean, fishing with friends on the sofa. Yeah, that's my style.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's a tough one to answer, chat, and we get asked it through the community, whether it's on Discord or Reddit or Facebook or Twitter, and any of our platforms, and it's tough as you've heard Rushy say himself. We'd love to give you a date, but we can't until we know, because you don't want to make a broken promise. But it's nice to get that update. Thank you, gentlemen, to know that it is progressing. The fact that you're already trying it on the consoles. Like I've said before to everybody, we're not talking years here. We're hopefully talking months. So sooner rather than later. So thank you, chat.
Yeah.
We appreciate you all. But that's all we can really give out, unfortunately. Oh, goodness. Well, while we're waiting here, I see something. Man, these fish, they just tease me. There is another question that we want to put out there, because we're getting asked a lot. And again, I know there's not much we can say, but is there anything that we can say, I guess there's really not. Everyone's seen the coming soon screen, and it's all the chatter.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's a very risky area. And well, we can say, Chris, I think you can talk a little bit about audio and what you've been doing in that new location.
Yes.
Can I?
I think so. I think you can talk a little bit about some of the details without trying to give away, because I know you've been busy crafting the audio soundscape for that location.
Yeah. I mean, we've been working really hard to sort of bring that place to life. We've got about 70 to 80 new species of birds going into the reserve. That's what I spent all last week doing. And we were working on that, been doing a load of ambiences, just trying to make them as authentic as possible. Been out on a couple of recording trips as well. So yeah, it's coming along super nicely. And I wish I could tell you all what it is, but we've got to keep our lips slightly closed for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
What I can say is that if Chris is working on that, it's going to be immersive. Sometimes it's too much immersive. Like Chris has been crafting some mosquito sounds that were triggering me. Like I couldn't stand them.
I do it purely for Danny and Rushy's enjoyment. Like they always go to me, Chris, do you know what we need in this reserve? More mosquitoes. And I can do nothing but oblige them, if I'm totally honest. So expect way more mosquitoes, just purely for Rushy and Danny.
But in terms of expectations, without giving anything away, obviously going to a new location means there will be more fish species. I think that's definitely something that a lot of people have obviously been asking for. Danny's been in charge of choosing those new fish species and setting them all up along with the rest of our design team. We've got them all spawning, and we're busy in dev catching them already. Hopefully soon we can start to tease what those fish species are. I would like to talk about them over the next few weeks, ideally. It'd be nice to try and let everyone know what we've got, because there's a bunch of new unique fish species, and it's something that obviously we want to keep adding over time as well, and we definitely want to bring more fish species to Golden Ridge as well. So we don't want to leave it as is. We want to make sure that all of our reserves continue to grow the fish populations, because we know that's one of the key things that everyone's been asking for.
Yes, absolutely. I can already hear the Discord going off right now. Yes, oh, what's it going to be? Then they're going to start theorizing. Oh man,
I'm loving the theory, like the theory crafting and the all the guesses. It's always fun as part of dev to see everyone sort of guessing what it might be. It's great.
You see Albert in chat. He says, "Y'all make suggestions. We'll nod yes or no randomly." Oh, fantastic! That's great to hear. That really is great to hear. Like it's exciting. It's exciting. It's interesting, and I know a lot of chat feels the same way. Especially hearing your take, Chris. Like the sound is such a big part of this. It's immersive, right? And I mean, we all hate mosquitoes, but if you're out fishing, you're dealing with them. You mentioned
exactly, yeah.
You're going on location and actually recording sounds.
Yeah, I mean,
amazing.
That's definitely a huge part of my job. Like we want to make sure that we're like when I came onto the project, it was very much sort of, we want to make this game as immersive as possible. So the only way we can do that is getting like the really authentic recordings, like birds, insects, and the different ambiences. Obviously, we couldn't fly out to America, which is frustrating, but I drove up to the Lake District. It's sort of my second home, and went up to like Windermere, Coniston, all around there, got a load of recordings. So definitely around the main reserve, that's quite a lot of like Lake Windermere and Coniston, which is is pretty cool. And we want to make the game as immersive as possible. So like trying to put audio onto every single tiny detail, that's what we're trying to achieve, just so we can make it feel alive.
That's very cool. That's like that nice little inside look there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and our next reserve as well will also be similar to Golden Ridge in that you'll have a selection of new characters to interact with. You'll have more missions. to go out and do collectibles, etc., along with all the obviously new fish species and gear and stuff that go along with that. So yeah, it's going to be exciting when we can start to talk about that new location, because yeah, there's a lot to show off.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait to actually get on there live on stream and everybody get to see it and get their hands and oh, it's going to be fantastic. Man. Danny, do you get to come along on these trips? Are you the one directing them?
Oh well, with my imagination, I would say more of the time. A lot of people think that game design is incredibly glamorous. You keep doing stuff, but a lot of work is on Excel and documentation. But I would say something though. I've been traveling a lot and experiencing a lot of the outdoors, which is something that I really like. But when it comes to make a fishing game, it's not just about what you see, but more like what about you remember, and what about people says in their fishing tales, and what they like and can recall about those experiences. Because ultimately you cannot bring everything, or let's say you shouldn't bring everything, but being able to highlight the things that matter.
Tricky. That must be a heck of a balance.
Well, my point is, please let's also hear your tales and stories about
Yes.
fishing, because that's what inspires us ultimately, really.
And actually, a lot of you are sharing this regularly in the Discord. And if you're not, come and join us. There's a link on the actual news feed, newly implemented into the game. You can come get into the Discord, share those stories. You never know it when your story might end up making it into game by the sounds of it. That's fantastic.
There's a guy who's obsessed with his chair. We need to get that chair in. The stories about that foldable chair. That justice for foldable chair, man.
Yeah, it's his daily check-in.
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing you might see a bit more on Discord shortly is more activity from the dev team itself. Our QA team have been unleashed. They're now jumping into Discord, and they'll be trying to get more details and information when there's any problems that you've seen. And if you were on Discord yesterday, you will have seen our lead producer Gaz. He was jumping in, answering a few questions as well. So yeah, expect more faces. So not just Jaxie and Alba, but more of us jumping in there to try and answer your questions as quickly as we can.
It's a big allure, and I know the folks really appreciate it. I got to tell you, I let out a resounding cheer when I found out our QA were actually in there, because we have the forum set up and everybody's been reporting, and I know previously Albert, he's an absolute star in the community. He's been very good at relaying stuff, but now the QA is actually in there directly. I mean, it's great. Big props to the team getting involved like that.
Yeah, because it's a lot of these things when people have problems, it's about the speed of reaction. So making sure that either we can help them there and then and get to the root of the problem, or make sure for the next update we've got a fix coming for them.
Beautiful. I gotta touch on this. The last update, and actually the subsequently the updates before that. One of my personal favorites that really seems to be a big focus for the team is the behavior of the fish. It has changed so drastically. I mean, the speed. Well, actually, Danny, can you tell us anything about that? Because that's got to be a challenge.
Yeah, sure. Well, I would say that it's not always easy to, if you don't have a lot of first-hand experience, to know and understand how a fish would react in all the situations that in a video game you would actually happen to deal with. So we have been observing a lot of real-life behavior of fish. Then we got our first-hand experience, and we got a lot of people that help us with that. But ultimately, I would say that it's really a job of tweaking and tuning and changing something. I can tell you that we got lately a very positive feedback on how we change our lake trout. But in fact, we really changed it really little. But what we did was what mattered, and ultimately it became a lot more realistic. For sure, giving to different fish different biting behavior, and making a pike being able to dart towards a lure was something that really was necessary to bring in that immersion factor that we have been covering. It's always fascinating, but it's a long job, and you got many ways to tweak and tune fish species in order to achieve that expected real life behavior.
Well, if I didn't have this big headset on my head, I'd lift my hat off to you, because honestly, I think the improvements are incredible. The most defining was, in my mind, was when all of the change in the speed and the way that they were maneuvering. I mean, it was game changer in my mind. So kudos, well done.
It's been a total joy to watch Danny like tweaking this and playing it in playtest, because we get to see all the changes slightly before going live, and it's always cool to go, oh yeah, we've absolutely nailed it this time, and the design team have done an absolutely amazing job. So yeah, again, kudos.
Well, oh, go ahead, Rashi, please.
And it's not the end of the tuning and balancing either. You know, the changes that we've made to specific fish species thus far, that's, again, all largely been because of the feedback on Discord. So if there are, you know, ways that we can continue to tune and balance the individual fish species to make them feel more unique and more realistic, then we will absolutely continue doing that. It's not like we're moving on to the next batch of fish and focusing just on them. We want to make sure we're keeping everything fresh and up to the standards we need them to be.
Yeah, I just wanted to add. Well, first of all, thank you for the praise. But I think that it's seriously, it's definitely a team effort. Like, as designers, we can tweak and tune, but ultimately, it's the feedback that actually validates our work and guide us, really. So I really love all the feedback that has been coming, and I think it's the only way to get a better and better game.
I'd say it's a pretty good formula. I really would. And I think, chat, I'm seeing a lot of the comments as we're talking here, and love the EW community engagement and how the improvements have happened. With chat, as you're hearing, it's because of you. It is because of our community. You can see the community focus in all of our games, and it's always been that way. But the Angler truly has this vision of becoming something special, and literally we are seeing that happening in front of our eyes. It's a pleasure to be a part of. It really is. This is really cool. Sitting here at night, I was actually, while we were talking, I was running around here, and I've been checking out Chris, and I've been checking out Rushy, and seeing you waded into the water and watching the light fall off down into the depths of the lake. It's really cool. I don't get to do much fishing at night, so this is kind of neat, I must admit.
Yeah, and obviously there are some advantages to fishing at night as well. Some of the fish species are more active at that time of day, so you'll have better chances if you're targeting specific species.
Just pulled one in myself. What's everybody catching here? I'm oh, there's a sauger. Hey, I don't get a lot of them.
Hang on.
Is it time, Chris?
Is it time?
Is
it time?
I think it's time to wander down to the ghost town.
Go.
Let's do it.
Go.
Oh, I got the sound cranked. Like that, and right there in itself sounds spooky. I gotta be honest.
I've forgotten what I did, and it's scaring me.
Yeah, like
I'm
that.
such a wimp.
Maybe jump that door sound. It's embarrassing. Can I turn my webcam off?
Honestly, I'm useless with horror movies. Like I can't watch them. I've got to hide. Like I'm literally that person behind the sofa.
Oh, it's the jumps that always get me. You know, I can watch a horror show and it can, you know, the content, whatever, but it's those, they jump out, something reaches out, something. I'm terrible in a haunted house.
Well, Chris, even though you said you're a wimp, we asked you to tone it down at one point because it got a bit too much.
It got a bit slashery to the point where it was just like it was really putting people off. So we had to turn it down slightly, but yeah, it was just a bit of fun for Halloween.
The noises. It's like.
We might have to leave soon. Maybe we should back to the pier, jump on the boat.
Yeah.
Let's
go to boat and run.
Yeah, let's
I'm
do
not. Yeah, I can't be having it.
Yeah. So
I've forgotten what I put in.
that bloody door got me more than the bell. Or that.
Oh, mate. Yeah. No, that got me as well. I was like, no, not having it.
It's just great that, you know, you took the time to get that into the game. The effort and stuff, it's over and above. Well done, Chris. That was awesome. I enjoyed that. Let's split up. 4 teams of 1.
Yeah, we're not splitting up. We're not having that. No.
4 teams of 1. What could go wrong?
That's always worked. Everywhere else.
Yeah, absolutely. Every movie I've watched, there's never a problem. I mean, heck, we all know from watching the horror movies, the first thing you want to do is walk down those long, dark stairs in the dark room by yourself. It's fine.
Yeah.
No problems.
Oh, yeah.
Flat out, we did talk about the console release earlier. In fact, Reshi was commenting on it himself. He had mentioned that he was just testing on it. He was playing the other day on console, so that gives you any indication of where they're at. They have a dedicated team. We have a dedicated team focused on it, and when we can give you an exact date, we will. But right now, all we can say is that it's coming soon, because we don't want to make a broken promise. Just to touch base on it. Can you play crossplay PC to Xbox? Rashi, you want to take that one, sir?
Yes, you can. Absolutely. I mean, one of the things we wanted to do is make sure that, you know, crossplay was a feature. I mean, right now you can play on Steam and Epic and Windows Store and all places. I'm playing on Windows Store right now, and I think you guys are both on Steam. So
I'm on
that's,
Steam,
you know, that's an example of crossplay in action. But yes, absolutely. Oh, sorry. Yeah,
It's okay.
parking up on the boat then. Let's get out and fish. Yes, you will be able to, across all platforms. We want to make sure that anyone on any platform can always play together. That was one of the key objectives there.
Again, sort of pushing that mission of like, we want everybody to be playing together. We want everybody to be going out fishing together, having lots of fun as a group. Like, I think it's one of the main things that I truly enjoy about playing this game is just like being able to go out with a bunch of people here, and yeah, we can all share the same experience, which is awesome.
I love that. Honestly, it's one of the things that draws me to games like this is the fact that on a Friday night I can jump into I hang out with a lot of buddies on Discord. I'll jump into a call with them, and this is like the perfect setting for us to hang out and I hate to say it, but waste hours and just sit and yap and compare our catches, and I it's fantastic that the crossplay is a thing. Well done.
Yeah, that's exactly what we wanted to hear stories of as well. And it was actually quite a touching story that was shared in our internal Slack from a player who sent us a message about how they've been connecting with their family, playing the angler, which was fantastic because they used to go out fishing when they were younger, but distance and age and all them types of things, you know, people move on and you can't always, you know, continue fishing together. But this is giving them the opportunity to kind of try and recreate that experience of going out in a reserve in a location and find the perfect fishing spot and fish together for hours. So it's quite touching to hear them type of stories.
just an update on that. He's I'm assuming there's been a lot of time spent with him and the family. He's over 150 hours currently. I was just actually reading that one again yesterday. You're right. It is so touching to see that kind of bringing people together like that. That's you're not finding
what
that
it's all
in a
about, right?
It is exactly. It is. Thank you, Uni. Thank you, and chat. Thank you all. I see a lot of the praise and the things coming through for our devs here, and we hope to do this again. Like, this has been pretty fun, but you know, could you guys imagine if, like, do you think we could ever get an entire server full with the whole team?
Oh, I'm sure we could figure that
That
out.
should be possible. Yeah, I mean,
We
no
can
reason
do
why
that.
not.
That would be fun. That would be a lot of fun. The shenanigans.
It will be chaos. I will warn it will be abject chaos, but it'll be great.
Yeah, that's organized chaos. We organize everyone together and let the chaos ensue.
Yeah, and talking of the rest of the dev team, we definitely want more people, more faces from the dev team to come on these streams and talk about their individual areas. Obviously, like Chris today from audio, Danny from design. But we know we're a team of 40 or so people, and there's a lot of talented people. And for those comfortable, we'll try and get them on the stream and answering questions about specific things, or maybe the people who model the fish or do the animations, or what the sort of areas that you want to hear more about. Let us know, and we can try and drag them on.
We got also people with great fishing puns. Expert
Oh,
of
yes.
those.
Yes, daily at this point now.
Man. Chat, this is it right here. How many of you are out there with your friends on a regular basis like this? Just hanging out, throwing your lines in the water, seeing what everybody can pull in. Actually, we didn't even compare everybody's setup, but I know that's something real popular I see talked about a lot in the Discord.
Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot has gone into design on that, Danny, and what affects what fish and behaviors, and that must have been a challenge, man. That must have been a real challenge.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that the biggest challenge here, especially because it's an open world, that you cannot really know what people are going to do and how they are going to approach, and with which kind of tackle they are going to basically experience the game. I would say that as a designer, you have in mind, let's say, a good experience that you would like other people to share with you. But ultimately, you need to find ways to accommodate the most creative solutions and different ways to experience the game. Somebody goes for a lot of small catches because they want to relax, maybe kind of multitask while float fishing, while some people is really looking for the excitement and that super long and difficult fight. I would say that as live game, we are constantly tuning and adapting to craft the best experience. But we already have started changing and tweaking some things in order to come closer and make even more rewarding the different ways and play styles that people inevitably have for this kind of game.
It does sound like a challenge, and honestly, the experience now, especially after all of these patches. What are we on, gentlemen? Is that 5 patches plus an update? Is that correct?
Oh, I think it's actually 6 patches.
6?
Yeah.
6, yeah, because we did 1.11 as well.
Right.
Same day as 1.1, because we heard from the community immediately that a very specific series of graphics card had a problem, so we got out there and fixed that straight away.
That's right. I almost forgot about that one. I was pretty impressed. I mean, that all happened. You guys know I'm many hours behind our team. You guys being in the Liverpool office. Danny, you're in Stockholm as well, right?
Yeah, Stockholm.
Yeah. So it I get up and oh my goodness, the release came out, and there was already a hot patch. That was very quick, very, very quick turnaround.
Yeah, whenever we see any sort of like critical issues that are blocking people from playing, that's absolutely priority number 1. So put everything else to the side for the moment and make sure we get that resolved. And it's good communication from the community telling us the problems on the likes of Discord and Twitter and Steam, and so we can react to it, giving us the details that we need to help them out. So yeah, thanks to them for letting us know straight away.
Very good. Very good. Hey, it's community, man. It always comes back to you guys. You hear this, right? It always comes back to the community. It's what it's all for, you know. And honestly, thank you all for coming out here today to hang out on this. What do you think, chat? You want to see more of this? You want to get more of the devs out and get some more just casual fishing and casual banter? You know, we haven't prepared any of this. I hope I'm not waylaying anybody with questions here. I'm taking a lot from chat, and yeah, it's good. It's good. Oh, I got some nibbles here. I know.
I've had absolutely nothing, so it's going really well for me. Really well.
What do you got on the
You're
bait?
nothing without your mosquitoes.
Yeah.
You can
For
maybe-
that, Danny, you get 10 more mosquitoes from. Yeah, that's it. More.
Oh,
I hear
wow.
someone caught something.
Yeah, I got a monster.
There we
Check
go.
him out.
Bluegill.
Yeah, you can see it on the activity feed that's available in Game Update 1.1.
That's Moby
Hell
Dick
of a
there.
plug.
Go on, Rashi. Sell it.
Oh man.
No screenshot, Rashi?
No.
Man. So where are we right now? Look at this chat. Okay, so if you're gonna go out and you're gonna check out Ghost Town, look at the size of the lake down here. Man, can we actually? I'm hooked. I'm hooked on lake trout. I'm gonna be honest. I'm hooked. But I find the most success I have with lake trout is that bottom left lake. But you know, since we got our designers and stuff in here, is there like, do any of you have any specific like favorite spots? Maybe not the best hot spot, not looking for that, but your favorite spot to fish on the map?
Well, I would like to bring people on my jeep, you know, in my favorite spot, instead of just giving coordinates. But I would say that during this maybe sounds naive, but during all the hours that we have been spending playing the prototype, we have been hanging around the starting area quite a lot, and there is a little bridge just slightly up north the area with a lot of lily pads, which became my favorite spot for some casual fishing. A
Okay.
little bit more south, I will let you
Oh.
actually go there and find it, but you cannot miss it. Big bridge, lots of lily pads, and sometimes I go under the bridge and just do some casual fishing.
Okay. Okay.
Because you mentioned the lily pads, and I'm maybe teasing a bit too much here,
Ooh.
but you know,
More spoilers.
again, spoiling away today. We are working on systems for the fish to recognize where the vegetation is, and we can do a lot more with that soon, hopefully. Again, don't want to give away everything, but you can kind of hopefully have an idea of what I'm talking about there.
You're picking up what you're putting down. That's a good tease right there, because that's something that's talked about a lot. You know, and I see it throughout the community. People are, oh, okay, imagine if we go to this spot at this time because of this vegetation. That's the type of granular stuff people are looking for.
Yeah, and I mean,
again-
like we keep saying it all the time, but we genuinely every single day we're looking at the Discord. We're looking at the feedback that we're getting from the community. Like we want to make sure that we're doing the right things, and we're trying to get as much feedback and sort of acting on that feedback as much as possible. Yes, it might take a couple of months or however long, but we really want to make sure that like we're listening, we're making the game, and making sure that we're getting features in that players want.
Very good. Yeah, very good.
And you mentioned favorite spots before as well.
Yeah.
Well, there's quite a few people have favorite spots because it's the most efficient way potentially to catch a specific fish that they're after. Well, we might be making some more changes in the area to make sure that we keep you moving around the reserve, let's say, as well.
Oh.
Again, can't say. I don't want to say more than that.
Spoilers.pm.
But it's a spoiler cast today, isn't it?
Oh, it's amazing.
Oh,
I'm liking it.
Yeah.
I'm getting a couple dozen messages from work here all of a sudden. Did we say something wrong?
Oh no! I think marketing are off today. They won't be watching this. It's fine.
It's fine. It's completely fine. No worries. And the next reserve is.
I think that one I'll definitely get a slap on the wrist for.
I think, actually, honestly, I think a reserve in Las Vegas, right down there in the strip. There's a bunch of water features.
Great fishing spot.
Yeah, rolling the dice. Good place to tell your
Fountain.
fish stories. The fountain. That's right.
Fountains shooting the fish up. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, look at the chat. We're running out of time. Let me just roll through here real quick and see. But I know it's been, guys. I'm sorry if I missed some of your messages. As you can see, when you get these folks out, it's nice to pick the brains. You guys are getting some info that maybe we'll see. Gives you something to look forward to. A DLC schedule every 6 months. I don't even know. Do we have a DLC schedule? Is that something that
We internally we have dates, deadlines, milestones, and all that kind of boring stuff. But we do want to give you guys more information about what's to come. We've been talking internally about maybe not necessarily a roadmap which has specific dates and exact timeframes. But I think we do want to, and I'm very keen to communicate better about what's coming and roughly when. In this quarter you'll expect to see this, that, and the other. Next quarter you might get this, but we're not on that kind of fixed cadence. I think that might be mentioned because of the Hunter. The Hunter they do, I think, every 6 months. Yeah. They introduce a big new update, feature, or reserve. We're doing something a little bit different. We're doing more updates, as you've hopefully seen already. It's 2 months since launch, and we've had our first update, and we're planning to have our next major update in a not too distant future. Let's say, definitely faster than 6 months, absolutely. So, we are trying to get stuff out to you as soon as humanly possible, and we definitely want to try and get better comms out there so you guys know what's coming. Not exactly when, but what's in the works.
That's exciting. I think there you go, chat. I think that's a pretty good answer there. Obviously we knew you couldn't give us a direct answer, but that's juicy. So we know we're going to be getting lots of stuff. That's good. So I'm going to try and just pound through a couple here because we're almost out of time, and I feel like I've neglected chat. Features, fly fishing. I know that's been talked about. That would be difficult. Is that the sort of thing that we're looking at possibly down the line of considering to add?
I can say we will definitely be bringing more fishing techniques. I don't want to give away which ones. It may or may not include fly fishing. But yeah, we've got 2 techniques inside the game right now, and we want to make sure there's a lot of variety and different ways to fish, and obviously catch a broader range of fish species as well in new and existing reserves. So yeah, more to come. Just don't want to give away exactly what we're bringing on that just yet.
I know those are tricky questions. They're really tricky, but
super tricky.
Yeah, I see them being asked. I got to throw them out there, but I think,
it's fair play.
I think Chad understands. I think they understand. Oh goodness! And there we go, my friends. This is. We've spent a whole. Have we actually done not an entire day-night cycle, because we started right at the beginning. Sort of towards the beginning of the evening, and that lasts about a half hour now in game, right? Is that right?
Yes.
Nighttime?
Yes, nighttime does. Yes, correct.
I think it's roughly half an hour, yeah.
Yeah. And so you guys have been able to see a few things here. You've heard what you can go check out in Ghost Town. I highly implore you all to go and to do so yourself while it's still in game, because man, to hear that yourself is well, you guys got a taste of it here on the stream. We got a whole lot of info here today. I can see that we're okay, guys. Albert's got the 90-page PowerPoint, but we've got time until it hits marketing. So I think we're clear by the sounds of it.
I just want to say a little thing. I think a huge thing should go out to you, Jaxie, and Albert as well, because they've done absolutely awesome work working with the community and everything like that. So from a dev side, I just want to say you guys have been absolutely amazing. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you for that. I think Albert deserves a lot of praise. He's out there, and I'm just some guy with a beard and a computer. So, but thank you
You're
very
awesome,
much.
mate. Don't put yourself down. You're awesome.
The community makes it easy. They truly do. We're blessed. We are blessed with this community that comes out and supports us. And really, everything you all do, you're the true heroes here. Thank you, my friends. Holy, can you believe that's an hour? That's it. It's gone
Move
like
on.
that.
Hour?
I think I know.
Okay,
I know.
Fair play. Fair play.
Well, chat, there we go. Big round of applause. Rushy, Chris, and Danny coming out and giving us some inside chatter, some fun gameplay, and even a little teaser on what we can expect of coming down the line. Thank you all for joining us, and gentlemen, thank you also very much for coming out today.
It's a
you.
pleasure.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Excellent. Guys, we'll see y'all tomorrow. We got some Hunter Classic happening for the Halloween event, and then we'll be back here again next week. However, I need to mention that the Hunter stream is moving next week till Thursday, if I got my dates right. But we will be back here for more fishing on Wednesday. Come and join us then, and maybe we can get some multiplayer going. Thank you all so much. You're absolutely amazing. EW team signing off.